Hi, we're group 8, and we had old growth forest as global carbon sinks. And for what aspects of biodiversity is covered by the paper, the functional part is old growth forest influence the ecosystems by acting as carbon sinks, internalizing a large portion of the world's CO2 emissions. Forests actually get better at eating CO2 as they get older.
So another point that we took out of the paper when we were discussing it is carbon is not only contained in trees themselves, but also the soil. And it's important not to disturb these forests in order to keep the CO2 from getting released back into the atmosphere.
And there's only a couple natural species and things that actually get in and disturb the soil. The first one is the insects in that round. And then the second one is also the fungals of the woods. And then the decomposers are able to get in, and they are the only ones that are naturally breaking up the soil and disturbing the CO2.
Yeah, there are those like two main types of species that disturb the trees and the soil, which releases stuff back into the air. But the paper said that it seems like a lot more important factors is people that are tearing down the trees. And when they, break down those forests, it releases the carbon back into the air. The other big thing is just like natural things like the wind, when roots get not super stable in the ground. The strong winds can tear the trees out of the ground, which releases the carbon back into the air. So as for like biodiversity affecting the topic, it didn't talk much about like different species or that, having more different types of species breaks more trees or less trees. Biodiversity and the amount of species didn't seem to have a huge impact past those like very little things about like the insects and fungus. So we'd say that for our paper, biodiversity didn't have a huge effect on old growth forests and how they work as carbon sinks.